Operating a tractor-trailer is very different from operating a car or pickup truck. Everything about a tractor-trailer, from starting the engine to backing and turning, requires a new set of knowledge and skills. This course will address basic control issues you need to master in order to become a professional driver. It is important that you have a good understanding of these issues, as many of the skills covered in this course are the foundation for future lessons. There is a specific procedure that must be followed when starting up and shutting down a tractor-trailer engine. This course will address the proper procedure for starting a 4-cycle diesel engine. It is important you understand these procedures so you can prevent damage to your vehicle's engine. Perform an engine startup in the following manner. 1. Apply the parking brake, if not already applied. 2. Depress the clutch pedal completely to the floor and make sure the truck is in neutral. 3. Turn the ignition switch key on. 4. Operate the starter. Push the button. If the engine doesn't start in 15 to 20 seconds, turn the ignition switch key off for at least 1 minute and try again. 5. Once the engine has started and the transmission is in neutral, ease off the clutch. And 6. Check all instruments and gauges. Pay extra attention to the oil pressure gauge. In warm weather, the oil pressure should come up to the operating level in 3 to 5 seconds. If it does not, you should immediately shut the vehicle off, as severe damage could result. Engine warm-up is generally done at a low revolution per minute, or RPM level, 800 to 1000 RPMs. This allows the oil to warm and circulate, and the oil pressure to build up. During warm-up, the cylinder walls become coated and bearings are lubricated. Coolant temperature increases and air pressure builds up as well. Usually, a short period of idling time is recommended. Check the operator's manual for specific details on the vehicle you are driving. However, you should avoid excessive idling. Most recently manufactured engines don't need to idle for more than a few minutes. This can waste fuel and cause unnecessary wear on the engine. Also, several states and municipalities have laws and/or regulations limiting the amount of time an engine is allowed to idle. Make sure you are aware of any laws and/or regulations that may limit or prohibit you from idling your vehicle's engine. When driving during warm-up, keep RPMs low and avoid high RPMs when accelerating in first gear. Shift to the next highest gear as soon as possible. Keep all accelerations smooth and easy. Engine warm-up is complete when the water temperature reaches 170 degrees Fahrenheit to 195 degrees Fahrenheit. You will not typically reach this temperature by just sitting and idling, so you need to proceed slowly at low RPMs until this temperature range has been reached. To shut down the engine, 1. Depress the clutch and move the gear shift to neutral. 2. Set the parking brakes. And 3. Turn the engine, key, or switch off. Engine cool-down can be as important as proper warm-up. Engine cool-down allows heat generated during normal operation to dissipate. The appropriate cool-down period will vary based on engine type, as well as the nature of the trip and cargo hauled. Engine damage can occur if there isn't a sufficient cool-down period. Operating a tractor-trailer requires more specific skills and driver expertise than those required in your personal vehicle. This includes putting the tractor-trailer in motion, stopping the tractor-trailer, and testing the tractor-trailer hookup. When putting a tractor-trailer in motion, 1. Release the tractor and trailer parking brakes. 2. Depress, press down on the clutch fully, engaging the clutch brake, and place the transmission in the lowest gear. 3. Release the clutch to the friction point. This is the point where the clutch engages. A decrease in the RPMs is a sign that the friction point has been reached. Then, gradually release the clutch until it's fully engaged. As you engage the clutch, a slight increase in engine RPMs may be needed to avoid stalling the engine. 100 to 300 RPMs is normal. 4. When the vehicle starts to move, gradually increase engine RPMs to increase vehicle speed by depressing the throttle. 5. When the vehicle is in motion with the clutch fully engaged, take your foot off the clutch pedal until you are ready to shift again or stop. And 6. Try to avoid excessive clutch slipping. Engage the clutch as smoothly as possible without stalling the engine. To avoid slipping the clutch, use very little additional fuel until the clutch is completely engaged. Once you are moving, speed up slowly and gradually. Hold the steering wheel firmly in both hands, with your hands at the opposite sides of the steering wheel. Make sure your vehicle is centered in the lane of travel. Because of the width of your vehicle, you have little room on either side of your lane of travel. Centering your vehicle gives you the maximum clearance available to each side. When stopping a tractor-trailer, 1. Release the accelerator pedal. 2. Depress the brake pedal gradually. The amount of brake pressure needed depends on how much room you have to stop. 3. As the vehicle begins to slow, downshift to the appropriate gear. 4. As the vehicle slows, release some brake pressure. When the engine is almost at idle, depress the clutch. The truck should stop within the next 50 to 75 feet. And 5. After stopping, maintain enough brake pressure to keep the vehicle stationary. If you're parking the truck, put the gear shift lever in neutral. Set, apply the parking brakes, and release the clutch. For vehicles without an independent trailer brake control, hand valve, trolley valve, 1. Release the tractor, parking brake. 2. Depress the clutch and move the gear shift to the lowest forward gear. 3. Release the clutch to the friction point. 4. Pull gently against the locked trailer brakes. Stop as soon as you feel the engine start to drag down, preventing the vehicle from easily moving forward. 5. Disengage the clutch. And 6. Reset the brake. Though backing is a basic tractor-trailer maneuver, it is one of the most difficult to master. The information in this course is a basic overview of and introduction to straight-line backing, the simplest of all backing maneuvers. When executing a straight-line backing maneuver, position the vehicle properly. Put the vehicle in position by moving forward until the tractor and trailer are straight in front of one another and the front steering wheels are straight. Clear the area. Make sure the area behind your vehicle is clear of other vehicles, people, and other obstacles. Get out and walk around the vehicle. Check to the rear of the vehicle, above, under, and to the sides of the vehicle, in front of the vehicle, and for adequate swing clearance. Once you have completed your safety checks, you shouldn't delay moving the vehicle. Any delay could allow time for a hazard to move into your vehicle's path. If there is a delay, you should conduct the safety checks a second time. Turn on your vehicle's four-way flashers and then put the vehicle in reverse. Using an idle speed, back as slowly as possible, but don't ride the clutch or brakes. Backing slowly makes it easier to correct errors or stop quickly if necessary. Constantly check behind your vehicle when backing. Make sure all doors are closed and continually check all mirrors. If you are unsure as to what may be behind your vehicle, stop, get out of your vehicle, and check your path. Keep the vehicle on path and don't oversteer. If drifting starts, try to correct it by turning the steering wheel in the direction of the drift as soon as it occurs. Only slight movement is required if the drift is caught right away. If your vehicle is too far out of position, pull up and start again. It is easier and safer to start over than reposition the vehicle while backing. Tractor-trailers are some of the biggest vehicles on the road and don't handle the same way a smaller, personal vehicle does. When it comes to turning, there are some basics to keep in mind that will help you stay on the road and avoid causing any damage with your vehicle. Your vehicle's turning radius determines its maneuverability. Having a tighter turning radius means you can make a tighter turn. The opposite is also true. A wide turning radius means you need more room to make your turn. Off-tracking is an issue with all combination vehicles, especially the largest of them. Off-tracking occurs when the wheels on the tractor follow a different path than the wheels on the trailer through a curve or turn. The rearmost wheels follow the shortest path, and the longer the vehicle, the greater the problem. Factors that determine off-tracking in a tractor-trailer unit include distance between the kingpin and rear trailer wheels. The greater the distance between the kingpin and rear trailer wheels, the more off-tracking occurs. Amount of sideways drag of the rear tires. The more sideways drag, the greater the off-tracking. And radius of the curve. Visibility is always a challenge. A pedestrian, a bicyclist, or even an automobile can easily move into a blind spot without you noticing. Most tractors are equipped with plain, flat mirrors and convex, curved mirrors. Even with a convex mirror, you only have 40% visibility to the right, so using a combination of both your plain and convex mirrors while you drive is best. Set your mirrors appropriately to maximize your visibility and acknowledge any blind spots before heading out. Planning your route before you leave is a good way to help prevent you from driving on roads or through intersections that aren't appropriate for your vehicle. For example, when you're in a city, plan to stay on posted truck routes. These routes are specifically designated for commercial motor vehicles, which will help you avoid tight and dangerous intersections. Hold the steering wheel firmly with both hands. Your hands should be on opposite sides of the wheel. If you don't have a firm hold, the wheel could pull away from your hands if you hit a curb or pothole, or there's a steer tire blowout. Losing steering control at highway speeds is very dangerous. Check for free play in the steering wheel as part of your pre-trip inspection. The free play should be no more than 10% of the wheel's diameter. Making a safe right turn involves good judgment, accurate steering, and proper speed and space control. Before you turn, signal early to let other drivers and pedestrians know your intentions. Signal at least 100 feet before the turn, earlier if traffic is heavy. When approaching an intersection, adjust your vehicle's speed. The sharper the turn, the slower the vehicle should be moving. This allows you to use all available space. Shift into the correct gear before the turn and complete the turn in the same gear. This allows you to keep both hands on the wheel during the turn. For right turns, pull your tractor-trailer into the intersection before beginning the turn. Getting about 1/2 of the rig past the corner will help account for off-tracking. If you fail to pull far enough into the intersection, it could cause you to run over the curb or hit a fixed object, such as a street sign. Once the vehicle has reached that point, turn the steering wheel. As you're turning right, continue to scan the road ahead and to the sides, and pay special attention to your right side mirrors. Doing so will help you avoid troublesome situations, like when an impatient driver tries to move into the right lane before you complete your turn. Immediately after the turn is complete, turn the steering wheel back to straighten out the wheels. In comparison with right turns, left turns are less hazardous to execute because you have better visibility on the left side of your vehicle. But that doesn't mean you can afford to get careless. As with right turns, signal early to make your intentions known and reduce vehicle speed when approaching the intersection. Size up the intersection. Determine how much space you'll have to make the turn. Identify potential obstacles, including oncoming vehicles, and decide which lane you should be in. In most cases, you'll be turning from the lane nearest the center line. If there are multiple turn lanes, however, start in the rightmost lane. If you're on a one-way street, start in the far left lane. Shift into the correct gear. Keep the vehicle's wheels straight before starting the turn, and complete the turn in the same gear. When turning left, stay on the right side of your lane and pull halfway past the center of the intersection before beginning the turn. Continue to scan the road ahead and to the sides and pay special attention to your left side mirrors as you turn. Be sure to look over your left shoulder. This might help you see things before your mirrors do. And, just like you do with right turns, allow room for off-tracking on left turns as well. Watch your mirrors before, during, and after the turn. Turn the steering wheel back to the right immediately upon completion of the turn. The most common errors made when executing a left turn are the same as those for right turns, except you can eliminate swinging left before turning right. In addition, drivers fail to allow enough space between them and oncoming traffic to execute the turn successfully. When approaching a right traveling curve, not a corner, keep the vehicle close to the center of the road without crossing the center line. Failure to keep toward the center could result in the rear of your vehicle running off the road, onto the shoulder, or hitting something on the right side. When approaching a left traveling curve, keep the front of the vehicle as close to the outer edge of the road as possible. This will keep your trailer from running over the center line on a curve. Look ahead and recognize upcoming curves. Roundabouts are circular intersections which allow for the continuous flow of traffic where two or more roads intersect. Although roundabouts can have one lane or multiple lanes, all traffic in a roundabout flows in one direction, and entering vehicles yield to traffic already in the roundabout. By design, roundabouts require vehicles to travel at lower speeds to safely navigate through them. Before entering a roundabout, know what direction you'll be going, and if it's a multi-lane roundabout, make sure you're in the correct lane as you approach it. As you enter the roundabout, keep off-tracking in mind. If you're turning right, you'll need to position your tractor to the far left of your lane. This allows room for off-tracking to the right side as the turn is completed. When traveling straight through a roundabout, start with your tractor on the left side of the lane. Then, as you move forward, drive your tractor to the far right side of your lane. As you begin to exit, stay to the right side of your lane until your rear wheels leave the roundabout. When turning left, move into the roundabout in the left lane and keep your tractor to the far left of the lane. As the tractor moves through the turn, the trailer will off-track to the left. Your trailer may ride up onto the truck apron, the raised section of pavement surrounding the middle island of the roundabout. And that's okay. Truck aprons are specifically designed to help larger vehicles turn safely through a roundabout. As you drive through the roundabout, you will have little to no visibility to the right until you start to make the turn to exit the roundabout. Regardless of the direction you're headed, watch your mirrors and take it slow to ensure you come out of a roundabout safely. While maneuvering through roundabouts can be more challenging for large tractor-trailers, being alert for traffic around you and planning ahead can make negotiating a roundabout much easier. There will be times when you have to deal with restrictions to the front, sides, or back of your vehicle, as well as above your vehicle. It is important to understand these challenges and know how to manage them. When on the road, be aware of the clearances around and above your vehicle. Continually scan and use your mirrors. Pay attention to signs that indicate vehicle weight, width, or height limitations. Include consideration of these limitations in your trip planning. Awareness of your surroundings is also important when at the dock or in a parking lot. Continuously scan, watching for tight spaces and overhangs, as well as other vehicles and pedestrians. The weight of your vehicle's load, as well as the ramp's length and degree of turn, will determine how much time is needed to get your vehicle up to speed to safely merge with oncoming traffic on an interstate or closed-access highway. The size of your vehicle will determine how much space is needed to enter traffic. When entering traffic, size up the traffic, signal early, watch for an opening, build up speed to merge smoothly, watch all mirrors, and watch for oncoming traffic. When entering a freeway or turnpike, make sure you are paying full attention. Watch for vehicles approaching from behind or the side. In some cases, on-ramps have a short upgrade. This makes it difficult for a heavy vehicle to get up to speed and merge. Engaging the left turn signal can be helpful in alerting drivers on the highway that your intention is to merge onto the roadway where they are traveling. When leaving the interstate or closed-access highway, signal and get into the exit lane as soon as possible. Check your mirrors to monitor the speed of traffic behind, and shift down to a lower gear and make the exit. Freeway and turnpike exits can be particularly dangerous. Curved off-ramps often have speed limit signs posted, but the posted speed is the recommended speed for an automobile and may not be safe for a larger vehicle carrying cargo. Trucks generally should travel at a speed that is at least 5 miles per hour less than the ramp speed limit. The curving off-ramps are a transition area where the weight, center of gravity of the load will have a significant impact on rollover potential. Adjust speed for the surface conditions expected on the ramp well before entering a curve. Exits that go downhill and turn at the same time can be especially dangerous since the downhill grade makes it difficult to reduce speed. You should now be able to discuss how to start up and shut down the engine of a tractor-trailer. Describe how to put a tractor-trailer in motion and come to a complete stop. Explain how to successfully straight-line back a tractor-trailer. And identify ways to maneuver through turns, curves, and roundabouts, and enter/exit highways safely. Now it's time to take the course exam. This exam includes 10 questions. Be aware if you close the exam before finishing, your answers will not be saved. You may take this exam more than once. Your highest score will be reported. To begin the course exam, select Next.